Good day, again, I'm Myla P. Sarmiento, and to this video, we will be discussing about the parts and function of the cell. Cells are the smallest living unit of an organism. All cells have a cell membrane to separate the inside of the cell, a cytoplasm, which is a jelly-like fluid inside of a cell, and also have a DNA. DNA, which is the cell genetic material. There are two broad categories of the cell: the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. The first category is the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell, they have an organelles, which include the nucleus and other parts of materials. The structure called organelles, which perform various functions within the cell. Eukaryotic cells are more advanced to complete with such as found in animals and plants. The second category is the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells don't have nucleus or cell membrane, includes organelles. They do have genetic material, but it's contained without a nucleus. Prokaryotic cell is a single organism. They are simpler and smaller than the eukaryotic cell. An example is some bacteria in archaea. Now let's start with the parts of the cell. Let's begin with the nucleus. Nucleus is the control center of the cell. The nucleus is a membrane-bound structure that contains the cell hereditary information and control the cell growth and reproduction. The nucleus is one of the most obvious parts of the cell when you look at the picture. It is in the middle of the cell, and the nucleus contains of the cell chromosomes which encode the genetic materials, or also called the DNA. DNA dictates that the cell going to do and how going to do it. The nucleus also contains the nucleus, which is structure where ribosomes are made. Ribosomes serve as the site of the biological protein synthesis. They link together specific amino acid to form polypeptides, and they export this to the cytoplasm. After ribosome leaves the nucleus, they will have the important job of synthesizing or making protein outside the nucleus and other organelles flow around the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the gel-like substance inside the cell. Ribosomes may wander freely within the cytoplasm or to attach to Golgi Endoplasmic Reticulum or Golgi. There are two types of ER, the rough ER and smooth ER. The rough ER has a ribosome attached to it. It's a primary concern with the synthesized folding and modification of protein, especially those that need to be delivered to different organelles within the cell. Smooth ER doesn't have ribosome attached to it. It's largely associated with lipid or fat manufacture and metabolism and steroid production hormones. Endoplasmic reticulum is a network of membrane inside of a cell, through which protein and other molecules move. Protein are assembled at organisms called ribosomes. When proteins are destined to be part of the cell membrane or exported from the cell, the ribosome assembling them attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. Protein and other materials emerge from the endoplasmic reticulum in the small vehicle where the Golgi Apparatus, or sometimes called Golgi body, receive them. Golgi Apparatus is reserved biochemical in a bulk flow from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It is the only organelle in the cell that receive short, modifies, concentrate, packs, and dispatches biochemical for use inside and outside of the cell. Another is a plasma or cell membrane. It is a boundary between the cell and its environment, and it regulates what enter and exit the cell. It is provide protection and fix the environmental inside the cell. Another is the centrosome. Centrosome is an organelle that is the main place where cell microtubules are organized. The organizing changes to the shape of the cell membrane that allow the membrane to pinch into during cell division. In animal cell, you will see an organelle called the lysosome. Lysosomes are the garbage collector that taken damage to worn out cell part. They are organelles that contain digestive enzymes. Lysosomes are included with various cell processes. The breakdown exists or worn out the cell part, and they may be used to destroy invading viruses and bacteria. The mitochondria. Mitochondria is an organelle as a powerhouse for both an animal's plant cell. They help turn the energy we take from food into energy that the cell can use. The mitochondria generate most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell's biochemical reaction. The chemical energy produced by the mitochondria is stored in small molecules called the adenosine triphosphate or ATP. Meanwhile, the cell maintains the shape to the cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton include the thread-like microfilament. Microfilament which made of protein that they have role in cell movement, muscle concentration, and cell division. Another trademark are the microtubules. Microtubules are involved in mitosis, cell motility, intracellular transport, maintenance of cell shape, and keep organelles in place. Microtubules are composed of alpha and beta tubuli. 7 is assembled into linear protofilament and keeps organelles in place. Another is a capsule. Capsule is the outer covering protect the cell when it is engulfed by other organisms, assist and retaining moisture and help the cell adhere to surface and nutrition. Cell wall. Cell wall is an outer covering that protects the bacterial cell and gives it shapes. And also pili. Pili is a hair-like structure on the surface of the cell that attach to the other bacteria cell. There are many other unique structures that only some cells have. There are just a few. The first is the cilia. Cilia are the eyelashes-like structure, microtubules, base organelles that project from the structure of cell and serve both motile and sensory function. Cilia is to move water relative to the cell in a regular movement of cell. Another unique of some cells is the flagella. Flagella are some bacteria glandule is a swipe-like structure that acts primarily as an organelle of locomotion in the cell of primary living organism. It is a little pill that can help move or prepare itself. Always remember, eukaryotic cells have a plant and animal cell, which a nucleus and cell membrane includes organelles. Prokaryotic cell is a unicellular organism without a nucleus or membrane enclosed organelles. All cells have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and genetic materials. Both plants and animal cells have a mitochondria.